We come at you live from Lausanne, Switzerland, between USA and Australia at the U19 World Cup. Should be a fun one in the group of death, Group D, and America and Australia just moments away from tipping off live on the FIBA basketball channel. Here's what has already gone on today. Competitive action all throughout, and 4 more games either underway or just about set to get ready. Cameroon and France on the other side of Group D, currently in action. 19-13 France after the first quarter. This group so tough. Cameroon in their first U19 World Cup appearance. And then you got USA, Australia, and France, the regulars, who seem to always finish toward the top. This USA team finished 4th in 2023, and they come back looking for redemption. Australia has been to 15 of 17 of these World Cups. They have not gone to the quarterfinals since 2015, have not gone to the semifinals since 2003, and that was their only gold medal. Lineups, national anthems, and then tip-off live on the FIBA basketball channel.
Merci de vous lever pour les hymnes nationaux. Please stand for the national anthem of Australia.
Coming at you live from Lausanne, Switzerland. I'm Michael Cerroti, live on the FIBA basketball channel for USA and Australia starting their U19 World Cup runs. Group D action just about set to get underway between the Australians and the Americans. We get a look at our starting lineups. First for USA, Koa Pete, AJ Dabansa, Mikkel Brown, Jordan Smith, and Daniel Jacobson, as we also meet our referees for today. On the other side, for Australia, Jacob Furphy, Shea Brogan, Roman Sulipa, Emmett Adair, and Jack Whitmore round out the five for Robert McKinley. Head coach of the Americans, Tommy Lloyd, who coaches at the University of Arizona. Here is the lineup for Australia. Keep an eye on 3 in green. Jacob Furphy headed to UConn to play for Dan Hurley, a lights-out shooter and can really do it all offensively. Coming off the bench, Dash Daniels, expected to be a top 15 pick in next year's NBA draft and a defensive menace, number 6. So keep an eye if he comes off the bench, how USA responds. America on the other side, star power up and down the roster. The starting 5, obviously incredible, but coming off the bench, also some ridiculous talent as we get a look at the 5. Pete Dabansa, the number 1 player in the country regardless of class. Daniel Jacobson, 7'3" at center. Again, Tommy Lloyd, the head coach, where he will also coach Koa Pete at Arizona. We are a minute and a half away from tipping off between US and Australia. No Tyran Stokes in this starting lineup, number 1 player in the US in the class of 2026. Brandon McCoy, right behind him at number 2 in the class of 2026, also will come off the bench for this loaded USA team. They call this the group of death. US, Australia, France, and Cameroon. Robert McKinley leading the way for the Australian team. US with their head coach Tommy Lloyd and 2 college assistants, Micah Shrewsbury from Notre Dame, Grant McCaslin at Texas Tech, both head coaches at their respective colleges. AJ Dabansa, 7 in white, headed to BYU this season. A $5 million NIL deal, highly sought-after recruit, number 1 player in the country after reclassing from 26 to 25, and he will play at the college level this coming season. Again, referees today, Wojciech Liszka, Mikkel Ministi, and Orlando Jose Varela Diaz. Our crew for the first game between US and Australia, looking to start their runs to gold. The US taking home 4th in the 2023 U19 World Cup. They lost to France in the semis and then Turkey in the 3rd place game. Tommy Lloyd said that has fueled them just a little more. Australia in green, US in white. We are underway from Switzerland. The Americans start the game with the basketball. It's in the hands of Mikkel Brown, quickly finds Dabansa. Dabansa hits the deck. Pete, baseline J, yes. First bucket for Koa Pete. 18 points per game in the 2024 U17 World Cup. And now the 18-year-old playing a year up in Switzerland. First possession for the Australians as Sulipa drives baseline, knocked out of bounds. Inside Whitmore, and now back out for Brogan. 5 to shoot for Australia. Brogan dances inside, high off the glass, won't go. Rebound tapped around, US controls. Straight to the bucket. Wild pass, Jacobson. Sulipa getting involved. A whistle blows. back in play with the Australians. A minute into this game. Whitbourne comes to get it. Back outside. Furphy. Furphy, left-hand floater drops. Creative for Jacob Furphy. He played in the Asia Cup qualifiers with the senior national team this year. As Pete lays it in, bounced around the rim and dropped. Koa Pete's got the first 4 for US. Furphy said UConn has a European style that he'll fit into, and he's used to playing that way, and really likes how Dan Hurley manages the program. Sulipa into the paint. That's a wild shot, controlled by Pete. Brown stops, deep 3. That's short. Jacobson, offensive rebound and stick back. Daniel Jacobson coming off a fractured tibia after 2 games at Purdue. He got injured. He was huge in the U18 AmeriCup last year. 9.2 points per game on almost 65% from the field to go along with 7 rebounds and over 3 blocks. A whistle and a foul. That was Jacob Furphy on the drive. See, Jacobson and DeBansa wanted to travel. Furphy to the line. First one too strong. Jacob Furphy, an incredible 3-level scorer. He said he loves the work ethic that UConn has in its program, and he is super excited to get there. Second free throw is good. Splits the pair to make it 6-3. Pete catches, Pete drives, and scores! An and 1 for Koa Pete. Chance at a 3-point play. He already has 6. Through the double team. Koa Pete fired up early. Become a FIBA YouTube member today. Unlock exclusive content, enjoy members-only videos and photos, access our dedicated Discord server, and get more exciting perks. Pick one of our rookie, starter, or MVP tiers and be a part of our growing community today. Koa Pete has 7 points for the U.S., converts on the 3-point play, less than 2.5 minutes in. What a start for the 5-star prospect. Near takeaway by Smith, tapped ahead, and now it's ripped away. Pete racing ahead, Jordan Smith. Cross court, Vandequit into the game for the first time. Smith, baseline, and a push-off. Offensive foul against Jordan Smith, that's his first. You see him extend that right arm into the body of Shea Brogan, and it's going the other way. Jasper Johnson comes off the bench. Johnson, a really good scorer. He does it in every way. 10 points a game in last year's U18 AmeriCup. Nice job to break the press from Australia. Sulipa has it knocked off the rim by Pete. Here come the U.S. Lob up. DeBansa taking on contact. Knocked away. No whistle. Shea Brogan was there defensively. On the attack, flipped up. Gotch Malul missed everything. Malul originally not supposed to be a part of this Australia team. Rocco Zakarski, 7'3", was on the roster, and Zakarski withdrew after being selected number 45 to the Bulls and eventually traded to the Timberwolves. So Rocco Zakarski not on the squad, and Gotch Malul, who's 6'8", replaces him, so a 7-inch difference between the two. Pete attacks. Pete with the right hand off glass. What a start for Koa Pete. Inside, Sulipa! Roman Sulipa, an early poster. Trying to follow. Johnson couldn't stick it in. Roman Sulipa. He's a big-time rugby player, showing off the physicality at the rim. Furphy drives in, and a foul. 2 shots coming for Jacob Furphy. Another look as Furphy gets clipped from behind. What a throwdown for Roman Sulipa. He's got Samoan roots, an active rugby player. He's athletic and physical, still working on his shooting and polishing his game, but you see why most of his work is done around the rim. Murphy converts on both. 5:41 to play in the first quarter. 4 10-minute quarters in FIBA play. Mandaquit gives it up. Debansa lines it up. That is short, and Sulipa grabs it. Brogan gets fouled on his way to the basket. Shea Brogan, crafty 3-level scorer who does a lot of it in the pick and roll. This time gets past Debansa and bumped. Shea Brogan to the free throw line. First one pure. Brogan had 6.5 points, 4.2 rebounds, 4 assists in last year's U18 Asia Cup. Australia cruised to a gold medal to qualify for this World Cup. They went 6-0 with their closest win by 32. An average margin of victory, 55.2. It was ridiculous. Hamenya for Mandaquit, a 3 off the front iron. Sulipa with another board. Sulipa in transition to the basket, and he's fouled. Roman Sulipa like a freight train. He grabs that rebound, gets out of there in a hurry. JJ Mandaquit commits the foul. First one spins out for Sulipa. 6 U.S. players with 1 foul, as the second one is good. Just 1 team foul against Australia so far. Mandaquit brings it up with help from Nick Hamenya. Hamenya will be playing for Duke this season. Mandaquit for Washington. Holt, straightaway triple. Too strong. Sulipa trying to track it down out of bounds. 4:37 to play in the first. Australia back within a point. Mandaquit gets his spot set. He was the lead point guard for the U17 World Cup team last year. 6.1 assists per game in that tournament. Hamenya, a triple. Good. Nick Hamenya with his first bucket off the bench. Scouts say he could be a one-and-done prospect out of Duke, even with the level of talent Duke will have next year. Going up strong to the basket, won't drop. Mandequit gets out of there. Mandequit to the basket, lays it in. First points for J.J. Mandequit of the U19 World Cup. Malul surveys. Sulipa. Defended by Hamenya. Sulipa turns, wild shot. Holt clears. Mandequit gets it up. McCoy a triple. Spins off the rim. Hamenya the offensive rebound and put back. 5-0 run for the U.S. Nick Hamenya fired up. Timeout Australia with 3:32 to go in the first quarter.
L'événement, la finale de la 11e Coupe d'Afrique des Nations de basketball masculin.
Since 1962, Warriors have fought for the crown, creating legends with every battle. Warriors turned into princes, princes into kings, and kings into heroes. Now, a new battle begins. Who will be crowned next?
Koa Pete was the catalyst in the early going for the United States. 9 points. The U.S. 18-10. 7-0 run in the blink of an eye for the Americans. Australia out of the timeout with the basketball. Luke Fennell into the game for the first time. Dash Daniels as well. This is him with the basketball, number 6 in green, off the bench. Daniels inside, stripped away by Holt. 2 to shoot for Daniels. Heaves at the buzzer, off the mark. Marez Johnson tips it out. Saved by Mandequit. Mandequit. Thought about Marez Johnson. He's physical down low. Johnson leans and puts it in. Marez Johnson Jr., he is tough to guard in the post. 6'9", 19-year-old. Played 1 year at Illinois before transferring to Michigan. Daniels bumped by Hamenya. Marez Johnson led the U.S. last year with 9 rebounds a game. Hamenya was looking for that screen from Malul. Dash Daniels going to the free throw line. Projected top 15 draft pick. He had all sorts of college offers in the U.S., but he decided to stay with Melbourne United in the NBL out of the Next Stars program, which is where LaMelo Ball, Alex Sarr, and Josh Giddey came from. Giddey obviously from Australia and has turned himself into one of Australia's finest basketball players. Daniels said the main reason he stayed in the NBL rather than college was it made him NBA draft eligible a year in advance. So he can be taken in next year's draft and is projected just on the edge of the lottery right now. Splits the pair. U.S. gets the ball back. 20-11. Slicing in Stokes. Couldn't drop it in. That was Brown, Pete fighting for it. Knocked out of bounds back to Australia. Bodies on the floor. U.S. wants to make this a physical game. They do not want to let Australia get out in transition. Alex Dickinson. Off the screen. Step back long two. That was blocked. Brown with his head up to the corner. And a travel. Caleb Holt walked with it. Holt always looks to get downhill with the ball in his hands. But he walked that time. He goes to the bench. Dabansa back in. Emmett Adair, 13 in green. He's a stretch four. On the attack, Dickinson lost it. Up ahead, Dabansa, look out! A rim rattler in transition for A.J. Dabansa. It's an 11-point lead. Largest lead of the game for the U.S. Daniels kicks out. 5 to shoot for Australia. Rise up and hit. That's a tough baseline jumper, and it goes for Luke Fennell. Pete backs down Malul. Drop it off. Smith, put it in. Too easy down there for Jordan Smith. Daniels, cross. Daniels rejected by Pete. The U.S. out to run again. Smith to Brown. Brown in the corner. Shake and bake to the basket and a foul. Dickinson and Malul were both down there. We'll see who the foul goes against. Mikel Brown, part of an incredible recruiting class that Pat Kelsey has put together at Louisville. Brown out of Wichita, Kansas, 6'2" point guard, projected to be a top 10 pick in next year's NBA draft. .2 assists per game in the 2024 U18 AmeriCup. U.S., like Australia did in the Asia Cup, cruised with the U18 AmeriCup to win gold and get here. 5 returners from that squad. Their average margin of victory, 43 points. Kel Brown heads to the bench, 25-13, late in the opening quarter. Brogan being hounded by Dabansa. Now Pete switches on and knocks it loose. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Australia. 9 seconds separate the shot and game clock. Brogan triggers in, gets it back in the corner. Brogan to the paint. Tough leaning shot off the rim. Out of bounds. Last touch by Mandequit and the U.S. Australia can hold for the final shot of the quarter. 7.7 ticks. Brogan throws it out of bounds, but it was tipped. Stays with Australia with 2.9 seconds. Fennell will inbound. Looking for Adair. Fennell throws it to the paint, going up and putting it in. Whitbourne. Jack Whitbourne beats the buzzer, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Fight through the double team and bucket. 25-15. The United States lead after 10 minutes. Back after this for quarter number 2 on the FIBA Basketball Channel. You can catch highlights from this game and every other from the U19 World Cup on social media at NextGenHoops and hashtag FIBA U19. USA on top of Australia, 25-15 after the first quarter. Jack Whitmore able to add 2 in the final seconds. Leading the way for the United States, Koa Pete had it going early. He has 9 points. Nick Kamenya with 5 on the other side for Australia. They got 5 from Jacob Furphy. No one else has more than 3. Second quarter is underway from Lausanne, Switzerland in the FIBA U19 World Cup. Furphy handles, gets inside. Physical from Jacob Furphy, and he draws a foul. This is what scouts mean when they say 3-level scorer. He can get hot as a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, but he can also create for himself and get downhill. 6'4", 18-year-old. Bringing some offense to Stores and UConn. Robert McKinley, the head coach for the Australians. Dan Hurley over at UConn has been trying to learn more about Australia and asked Jacob Furphy if he sees kangaroos. The answer was a simple yes. And then Furphy had to convince Dan Hurley that Tasmanian devils are real. Furphy doesn't see them where he lives, but he likes to go four-wheeling with his friends, and that's where he sees Tasmanian devils. And Dan Hurley did not believe that in the slightest. Mandequit right wing. Mandequit looking for contact, and he finds it. JJ Mandequit, a high IQ floor general who really does not get phased. He was the first freshman to arrive at Washington. He really likes Danny Sprinkle, the head coach, and he said since Sprinkle is from Montana and Mandequit is from Hawaii, two places where basketball really isn't that big, but the two have been able to bond over their experiences coming from places where basketball might not be at the forefront of the sports world. And JJ Mandequit has become Hilo Hawaii's finest. Puts the U.S. back on top by 11 with a pair of free throws. 27-16 in the first game for both of these teams in Group D. Blocking foul against Mandequit. That'll be his second personal. Mandequit heads to the bench with 2 fouls. No one else for the U.S. has more than 1. There's a steal by Pete. Up ahead, it's flipped up. And a foul called. That was Mikkel Brown, excuse me. Mikkel Brown taking it to the rim himself. Draws the contact from Shea Brogan. Brown to the line for a pair. Over 10 points a game in last year's AmeriCup to go along with those 5.2 assists. His first point of this outing. Check that. Mikkel Brown now has 2 points. He splits another pair. He's now gone 1 for 2 twice. 28-16, U.S. with the lead. Back in play from Furphy. Sulipa defended by Dabansa. Roman Sulipa handling the ball a lot. He's got 5 to shoot here. Sulipa will try a contested one. Too strong. Rebound initially taken in by Pete, but stolen back for 2. Jacob Furphy lays it in. Pete looks for the entry. Instead, Dabansa. Dabansa down the lane. Couldn't flush it home. AJ Dabansa looking to the referees. He won't get a call here. Ball goes back to Australia. Full court pressure from the U.S. Sulipa up top. Gets by Pete. Sulipa fouled. Koa Pete slammed that off the glass, but a foul was called prior. Roman Sulipa has a couple free throws coming. Sulipa 1 for 2 at the line today. 1 for 5 from the field. He signed and then quickly parted ways with the Tasmania Jack Jumpers, also a part of the Next Stars program, which Dash Daniels did. But Sulipa seems like he's still not fully focused on basketball, with his rugby career still shining. Strong rebound from Pete. Brown surveys, gets to the rim, spins off. Smith, offensive rebound for 2. Jordan Smith with his second bucket. 5-star out of Paul VI, Washington, D.C. native. There's the answer from Furphy. Free throw line J. Pete fights to the basket. Foul. That'll go against Emmett Adair. Koa Pete has been working on his explosiveness. That's one of the few areas of his game that has to be improved, and that looked like a pretty quick first step to get by Adair and draw the foul. Koa Pete out of Perry High School in Arizona. His coach Sam Duane, who also coached Cody Williams and Marvin Bagley, called Koa Pete a no-brainer NBA player. And it looks like he is well on his way to the league. Tommy Lloyd on the sideline for US. That will be Koa Pete's college coach at Arizona. Koa Pete said this experience with Lloyd in Switzerland has allowed him to get to know his coach, not only on the court and his systems, but off the court as well, how he runs programs, how he is as a person. Koa Pete already into double figures with 11, 32-20 US. Furphy waits for the screen from Malul. Furphy up with the left hand, left it way short. Malul grabs the offensive rebound and gets fouled. Again, Australia had to make some adjustments with Rocco Zakarski withdrawing and heading to Minnesota with the Timberwolves after being drafted in the second round. Gotch Malul, the replacement, 7 inches shorter than what they would have had in a 7'3" Rocco Zakarski. Malul was on the team for the U18 Asia Cup last year, and he was big down low. 8 rebounds a game to go along with 6.7 points. Rocco Zakarski, though, defensively, that just cannot be replaced. Malul, 1 for 2. We have a whistle, though. Free throw counts. First point for Gotch Malul. Makes it 32-21. Tipped out of bounds by Brogan. Will stay with America. Brown, screen from Johnson. Merez Johnson inside. 4 defenders come crashing in. Step back. Triple on the way. Good! And the foul. Jasper Johnson with a chance at 4. How about that for a first bucket of the U19 World Cup? An and 1 3. Jasper Johnson is a pure scorer who can get hot. He's like a microwave. He's been compared to Rob Dillingham, who played at Kentucky. Jasper Johnson will be with the Wildcats next season, a Lexington native. They are going to love him in Kentucky. Sulipa towing the half-court line. Fennell finds Furphy, 5 to shoot. Tipped in the air by Johnson, and he pulls it down. Hamenya the other way. Hamenya zips inside off the fingertips of Merez Johnson, back to Australia. That pass had some heat on it from Nick Hamenya. 15-point lead for U.S., largest of the game. Quick turnover and bucket for Johnson. Rejected. Merez Johnson sent back. No relation between Merez and Jasper, but they are getting it done for this U.S. team right now. Mading Kwani in for the first time. Finds Sulipa. Sulipa ripped away by Smith. Smith takes it himself. Knocked away by Malul. Gutch Malul has his teammates back. Sends that one out of bounds. Dash Daniels back in the game for Sulipa. Daniels a defensive menace. We'll see if he can slow down the U.S. A 17-point lead. A 13-6 start for America in the second quarter, just over 4 minutes in. Trigger in. Johnson a 3 off the front iron. Furphy skips it. Fennell couldn't handle. Luke Fennell will be playing at Syracuse. Square off with Hamenya and Mikel Brown in the ACC. He said he's really excited for the crowd at the JMA Wireless Dome. Fennell is. Just a guy who absolutely loves basketball. Tyron Stokes is in for the United States. First action for Stokes, #1 player in the country in the class of 2026. Swing it around, looking for the bounce pass. Johnson wasn't ready. Fennell takes it away. Fennell lines up a 3. Off the rim. Johnson clears. Jasper Johnson into the paint. Johnson, the follow! Merez Johnson punishes the rim. 40-21 U.S. On the follow, Merez Johnson forces an Australia timeout. 19-point lead for the United States. Got any bold predictions for us? Go play the U19 World Cup Game Predictor on the official U19 FIBA website for a chance to win great prizes throughout the tournament. Over 94% of fans said the U.S. would take this game. They lead 40-21, 5:15 to go in the first half. Australia basketball after Marez Johnson with a big follow-up slam forced the timeout. Johnson with 4 points now, and it's a 19-point American lead. Daniels, he's been quiet so far. Furphy inside Malul, patient off the glass, doesn't drop. Stokes gets fouled by Fennell. Tyron Stokes gets bumped. On the offensive end, Dash Daniels 0 for 3 from the field. Defensively has 1 steal in 6 minutes of play. Tyron Stokes to the line. Tyron Stokes being recruited by just about every college in the country. He teamed up with A.J. Debansa for a year at Prolific Prep in California as he drops in the first free throw. Stokes now at Notre Dame High School and the top player in the nation. Native of Louisville, Kentucky. Maybe Mikkel Brown making the recruiting pitch for Pat Kelsey and the Cardinals. Stokes 2 for 2 at the stripe. USA doubling up Australia, 42-21, just over halfway through the second quarter. But Jack Nguyen. Nguyen down low, slams it in. But Jack Nguyen forcing his way into the paint. Mikkel Brown a response, couldn't get it from deep. And a foul on the rebound. Marez Johnson just takes up so much space. A lot of physicality between Johnson and Nguyen. Marez Johnson to the line. First trip there today. First one pure from Marez Johnson. 7 points, 6.7 rebounds a game as a freshman at Illinois before transferring to Michigan. Michigan has built a really good recruiting and transfer class. And Marez Johnson, a big part of that. Goes 1 for 2 as Adair pulls it down off the rim. Stokes switches on to Fennell. Double team comes. Stokes rips it away. Cleared for takeoff. Tyron Stokes throwing it down. Holt almost had another floater from Daniels off the rim. Skying for the board is Stokes, and he gets pushed from behind. Clear contact on that rebound as Tyron Stokes cleared space. Tommy Lloyd calling the shots on the sideline. Head coach at Arizona. Assistants for this U.S. team, Micah Shrewsbury from Notre Dame and Grant McCaslin from Texas Tech. Also head coaches. And you have to wonder how 3 head coaches on the same coaching staff may clash at times, but the United States handling it very well. A lot of systems from Arizona have been brought over to this U19 team. Same was the case for the U18 squad last year that Tommy Lloyd led to a gold at the AmeriCup. Stokes makes it a 24-point lead, the largest of the first half. United States beginning to pour it on. 22-8 now the advantage in the second. Nguyen takes it to the sideline and loses it out of bounds. Australia will bring Roman Sulipa back in the game. Brown defended by Daniels. This is where Dash Daniels exceeds. An elite defender. Stokes to the basket, rising up. Australia the other way. Furphy catch and shoot. He got it. Jacob Furphy drilling that one. His first three. 13 now for Jacob Furphy. Johnson, defended by Sulipa, turns, puts it up, rattles out. Another one for Furphy. This time he missed it. Foul on the rebound against Sulipa, and Australia gives it back to the U.S. 2:56 remaining in the second. Two physical post players, Marez Johnson and Roman Sulipa, got tangled up. Both hit the deck. Officiating crew sends it back to the United States, and Marez Johnson to the free throw line. First one good for Marez Johnson. Johnson was put on ESPN's NBA Draft Big Board, number 33 overall. One of three Michigan players to be on that list. Wolverines building something special under Dusty May. Impressive season in his first year. NCAA tournament bid, and now looking to build on it with a really good transfer class. Yaxel Lendeborg from UAB, Marez Johnson from Illinois, Elliot Cadeau from UNC. Johnson 2 for 2 at the stripe. 49-26 US. Australia is a team that can get hot. They have a lot of players that are microwaves, whether it's Furphy, Nash Walker off the bench. They can light it up, so you cannot count them out. That's a goaltend. Marez Johnson going up for it. Oh, basket interference. .249 to go in the second. They got a foul on it as well. Alex Dickinson with his first points, chance to make it 3. And he does. Dickinson came off the bench. He's a great passer, and he can pick your pocket, and that's why he's up there with Dash Daniels right now. Brown gets a screen. Brown kick, corner 3. That's off from Smith. Sulipa pushing the pace. Fouled from behind, Roman Sulipa. We've seen already a few times today where he grabs it and he gets going quick. This is the first free throw. Foul against Brandon McCoy. That's his second. McCoy still yet to score. Hasn't taken a shot. 1 for 2. Brown gets it across. finds McCoy. Tie up with Sulipa. Australia takes it away. Dickinson to Nuwan. A block, but a foul. Tyrone Stokes doesn't like the call. Here's another look at it. Jack Nuwan going up. And Tyrone Stokes gets whistled for it. Or on the swipe, they could have got Jordan Smith. It is against Smith. So Tyrone Stokes with a clean block, but Jordan Smith picks up his second. Pete, Mandaquit, Smith, and Brandon McCoy with 2 fouls apiece. First one good for a Jack Nuwan. He makes the second. Stokes will head to the bench. Hamenia back on the floor. Brown inside. The feed rejected. Nuwan sends it back and Australia controls. Getting downhill and scoring off the glass, Alex Dickinson. Second field goal for Dickinson. To the basket, Brown missed it. Sulipa another board. Daniels to the paint. Daniels got bumped, no shot. Dash Daniels held quiet so far. That'll go against Hamenia. $1:29 to go in the second quarter. U.S. on top by 15. They call a timeout live on the FIBA Basketball Channel.
I'ma take one for the team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. They put me up in the ring. I'ma take one for the team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. Yeah.
Get your tickets at more.com.
Michael Cerroti with you. 1:29 to go in the second quarter. The Americans with a 15-point lead over Australia. 49-34 late in the first half. Australia has battled back, down 24 at one point. AJ Debinsa back on the floor for the U.S. Dash Daniels at the free throw line for 2 shots. First from Daniels, misses. Dash Daniels, the younger brother of Dyson of the Atlanta Hawks, 2025 NBA Most Improved Player, second in Defensive Player of the Year voting. And Dash Daniels, defensively, very similar to his older brother. They call Dyson the Great Barrier Thief for his stealing ability, and Dash has a lot of the same. Hamenia gets it across. Double team. Get it out. 3 ball. Rattles around and out. Jacobson taps. Hamenia, second effort. And now Australia grabs with Whitbourne. Daniels calling out the shots. Sulipa rounds the arc. Finger roll, spins in for Roman Sulipa. Hamenia up top. Now Brown. Johnson, baseline, back out. Hamenia open. Off the heel. Daniels grabs it. Second rebound for Dash Daniels. 6'5" guard. Daniels gives it up. A three. That's off the mark from Dickinson. Jasper Johnson slows it down. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Johnson. Debansa. Debansa looking inside for Jacobson. Jacobson got caught up in traffic and wasn't there. Here's another look. Keep an eye on Jacobson. He got caught on the contact from Furphy. And A.J. Debansa threw it away. 10 seconds for Australia. Down by 12. Dickinson straight to the basket. Couldn't lay it in. Here come the U.S. Johnson. 3 at the buzzer. Left it short. That'll do it for the first half. U.S. on top of Australia. 49-37. 20 minutes down. 20 to go on the FIBA basketball channel. Don't go anywhere. Back after this for the second half.
Bonjour toi. Comment tu t'appelles? Si j'ai bien compris, c'est toi qui as rattrapé la balle. Mais t'as pas l'âge. Et c'est pour ça que j'ai fait un peu la tête. Bonjour. Bonjour. Comment tu t'appelles? Bertrand. C'est quoi votre relation? Alors c'est un copain au fils de ma chérie. On est en anniversaire. Voilà. Donc on est venu à 10. Donc le but c'est d'offrir un joli cadeau d'anniversaire. Je rappelle, c'est très heureux.
I'ma take one for the team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. They put me up in the ring. I'ma take one for the team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. Yeah.
Get your tickets now.
L'événement, la finale de la 11e Coupe d'Afrique des Nations de basketball masculin.
Since 1962, Warriors have fought for the crown, creating legends with every battle. Warriors turned into princes, princes into kings, and kings into heroes. Now, a new battle begins. Who will be crowned next?
Get your tickets now.
You should say a prayer, ain't nobody praying for you. Cause if I want it, then it's mine, that's what I'm saying to you. If you faint hearted, you better leave. You try and cross me, then you dead to me. Cause I'm in the business of making enemies. And there's a good chance that you may never leave. You feeling comfortable, you should never be. Cause I bring the pain if we should ever meet. Tonight, you should really find a lifeline. Outlaws come alive in the nighttime.
I'ma take one for the team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. They put me up in the ring. I'ma take one for the team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. Yeah.
Get your tickets now.
And there is a thunderous dunk. Kubian has to put it up, and he does. He makes it. Watch out. Can you believe it? And he nails the deep triple.
Big time play, beautiful pass.
Well deserved, and the white and light blue confetti stream. Incredible! You can't make it up! In my house!
I'ma take one for the team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. They put me up in the ring. I'ma take one for the team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. Yeah.
Get your tickets at more.com.
For every fan in the stands, for every player on the court, every dunk, every block, for every moment, there's a legacy to be left behind. It all starts here.
What a night of basketball ahead of us, folks. This is what it's all about. It's been all about thriving under pressure. You have to prove that you can finish.
Barcelona driving in, into the lane, and it up the bonus!
What a rejection! It is undeniable. They win the FIBA U19 title.
team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. They put me up in the ring. I'ma take one for the team. You know I'm living a dream. You know I'm living a dream. Yeah.
Get your tickets now.
The second half just moments away between the United States and Australia. USA with a 49-37 lead after 20 minutes to go from Lausanne, Switzerland. On the US side, leading the way, Koa Pete, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block in the first half. AJ Debansa, quiet, just 2 points on 1 of 4 from the field. 10 different Americans scored in the first half. On the other side for Australia, Jacob Furphy, the only in double figures, 13 points, an efficient 4 of 6 from the field. They also got a loud 6 points from Roman Sulipa. And we get set for half number 2, the first game for both of these teams in Group B play. On the other side, late in the fourth quarter, France has a 20-point lead over Cameroon. So France looks like they will move to 1-0, and Cameroon in their first U19 World Cup will drop to 0-1. The U.S. got out to an early lead with Koa Pete surging to start the game. The 12-point lead, if you're Australia, you can't be mad with it. USA led by 24 at one point, but they have brought it back down to 12 as we get set for the second half between the United States and Australia. Australia at no point in the first half had a lead. U.S. has led wire to wire from 2-0 to 49-37 at halftime. All-time United States with a 4-2 record against Australia in the U19 World Cup. The U.S. did not medal in the 2023 edition of this event. First non-podium finish since 2011. Second half is underway. United States ball. Dabansa, a star for this team, very quiet in the first half. He gets fouled on a 3 to get the second frame going. 3 free throws for A.J. Dabansa. Dabansa in last year's U17 World Cup, over 14 points a game. He's played with all sorts of NBA legends, including LeBron James. He casually name-dropped Bron. That's the level of stardom A.J. Dabansa is already at before he has begun his career at BYU. He would have loved to play with Kobe Bryant. He has the same Mamba mentality. Dabansa signing a $5 million NIL deal to play with the Cougars. BYU also bringing in point guard Rob Wright. Should be a very exciting duo as Dabansa puts America back up 15 to start the second half. Sulipa over to Brogan. Furphy near side, 4 to shoot. Furphy steps back, puts up a wild 3 off the rim. Koa Pete grabs the board. Brown, deep 3. Off the mark. Johnson the rebound. He missed it. Sulipa clears for Australia. Sulipa working, knocked away. Loose on the floor. Smith and Furphy get tied up. Roman Sulipa now has 7 rebounds for Australia. Furphy surveys, drops it off for Whitmore. Smith takes it away. Dabansa, Euro step, kick out, Brown. Dabansa gets it back. 3 pumps. Dabansa fouled again, this time against the Dare. Two fouls drawn by A.J. Dabansa already in the second half. Emmett Adair picking that one up. Two free throws for A.J. Dabansa out of Brockton, Massachusetts. 6'8", 18-year-old who reclassed from 2026 to 25 to join BYU a year early. Expected to go one and done and be a top 2, top 3 draft pick, if not number 1. Such an intriguing prospect, has been compared to Kevin Durant by a lot of scouts. And we know what Kevin Durant has done in the NBA and also in international play. One of the USA senior national team greats. Furphy sheds off Pete. Brogan dancing. Brogan lost it. Another takeaway. Dabansa down the lane. Dabansa fouled. Third foul A.J. Dabansa has taken on. AJ Dabansa back to the line. First one rattles out. That's his first miss from the stripe. He's now 5 for 6. Splits the pair, 18-point lead for the U.S. Six of Dabansa's 8 points have come from the free throw line. 55-37, 2 minutes into the third. Left wing triple off the front iron. Pete the rebound. The lob up, Johnson the slam! Jordan Smith to Merez Johnson. It's a 20-point lead. Sulipa to the bucket. Too strong, fouled by Pete. Third personal against Koa Pete. Koa Pete heads to the bench with 3 fouls. Hamenya checks back in. Caleb Holt and Brandon McCoy, the only 2 Americans not to score in this game. McCoy has just seen 1 minute and 19 seconds on the floor. Tyron Stokes has played 3 minutes and 15 seconds, but scored 6 points in that time. 0 for 2, trip to the line. Dabansa, left wing. Brown lines it up. Got it! That's a deep 3 for Mikel Brown. Another turnover. Dabansa stops, pops, misses. Rattles around. Australia comes away with it. Ahead for Sulipa. Spins, takes on contact. Couldn't get it to drop. Sulipa keeps it inbounds. Second effort blocked by Johnson. Brown fires ahead for Dabansa, who lays it in. 25-point lead, the largest of the game. Timeout Australia with 6:45 left in the third. AJ Dabansa off the full court pass from Mikel Brown. 62-37 USA. (62-37) USA on top of Australia. Big spurt to start the third quarter from the U.S. Keeping the energy high. USA had Koa Pete mic'd up in practice, and the energy was already high before the competition got going, and it has translated in Group D play. Dash Daniels over to Jacob Furphy out of the Australia timeout. Sulipa steps into it, puts it in. Roman Sulipa with a triple. His first make from distance. He has 9 points. Dabansa, he's come alive in the second. Finds Hamenya for 3. Spins around and out. Furphy leads, floats it, and puts it in. Off the glass for Jacob Furphy. Mandequit directing traffic for the U.S. Mandequit looks inside to the corner. Hamenya, 5 to shoot. Hamenya, bounce pass taken away by Furphy. Furphy the other way. Australia trailing by 20. A 3. Splash for Jacob Furphy. A quick run for the UConn signee, Jacob Furphy.
Kubiak has to put it up, and he does. He makes it. Watch out. Can you believe it? And he nails the deep triple.
Big time play, beautiful pass.
Well deserved, and the white and light blue confetti stream.
What a response for Australia, an 8-0 run over a minute 10 after the U.S. opened the second half on an 11-0 spurt. Australia back within 17, 5:23 to go in the third. Roman Sulipa got it started with a 3, and Jacob Furphy then with 5 straight points, trying to cut into this U.S. lead. A whistle up the floor. We'll see who they get the foul against. Goes against Mading Kwani. Baseline inbound for America. Mandequit triggers in for Smith. Johnson has it knocked away. Last touch by Merez Johnson. Gotch Malul there defensively for Australia. Another look. That looks a little questionable. Tough to see from that angle. But they'll say just clip the fingertips of Merez Johnson. Back the other way. Daniels double team. Gets rid of it. Furphy, another one. This time blocked by Johnson. Malul's second effort got fouled by Holt. Jacob Furphy feeling it, but Merez Johnson rejects that one. Malul puts it in after being fouled. 15-point game. Mandequit trying to hand off for Dabansa and a foul. That'll go against Sulipa. Roman Sulipa getting his hand in there. His second. Shots for AJ Dabansa. Most of his production has come at the line. He's got 10 points, 6 for 7 at the stripe. First one good for AJ Dabansa, whose numbers are starting to impress more. A very quiet first half. 1 for 4 from the field for 2 points, and now he's got 11. One of 2 Americans in double figures. Koa Pete the other. He did it all in the first half. Dabansa 1 for 2. U.S. shooting at a 40% clip, under 20% from distance. Australia 38% overall. Turnovers for Australia compared to America's 10. Daniels on the attack. Missed it. Mandequit grabs. Mandequit pushes. To the lane. JJ Mandequit couldn't get it. Everything but the finish for Mandequit as Madin Kwani slams on the brakes. Sulipa hard to the cup and one. Roman Sulipa showing off the physicality down low. $11 points for Roman Sulipa. Sulipa has struggled at the line today. Now 3 for 9 with that make. 63-50 U.S. Roman Sulipa has been a catalyst for Australia starting these runs. Koa Pete comes back in, Dabansa to the bench. JJ Mandequit will bring the ball up. Mikel Brown, the lead point guard for this squad. He's still on the floor, but JJ Mandequit handles. Finds Pete. Hard to the basket. Koa Pete missed it. Grabs his own rebound. Trying to throw it out of bounds, but he missed Furphy. Back to Australia. Under 4 to go in the third. Australia trailing by 13. Furphy, hot hand in the second half. Furphy to the baseline, flips it up off the rim. Mandequit the long rebound. Mandequit pulls up off the glass, no. Pulled down by Kwani. Daniels hit ahead into the paint. It's saved. Back out Daniels. Trying to improve his shooting. Instead it's Kwani. Left it short. Mandequit with another rebound. Brown will backtrack and set it up. Mikel Brown. Screen from Pete. Inside. Koa Pete going to work. A foul against Gotch Malul. First personal on Malul. Koa Pete sent back to the line. He's 3 for 3 at the charity stripe today. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block for Koa Pete. Koa Pete describes himself and has been described by coaches and teammates as an incredible teammate. He has 6 siblings, so you have to wonder if that plays a part in it. Such a versatile player, and he's just a winner. Trying to improve his shooting and explosiveness. First free throw missed today. Koa Pete called Arizona a family and said he's blessed to have the opportunity to play there next season. Second free throw, good. 1 for 2, Koa Pete. It's a 14-point USA lead. Sulipa dancing to the basket. Tough move for Roman Sulipa to lay it in. Hamenya thought about it. Attacks, draws the foul. Another one going against Malul. Nope, that's Duan, excuse me. Great pump fake by Nick Hamenya. It could be Dash Daniels picking up the foul with the help defense. Jimenya's first is good. Nick Jimenya, part of a loaded Duke class, bringing in the Boozers, who have USA basketball experience. Dame Sarr, part of the Italy national team, and FC Barcelona. But Nick Jimenya will be an impact player for the Blue Devils. (66-52), whistle, offensive foul. It goes back to the U.S. It goes against Nuan. Brown walks it up. Pete, top of the key, takes one step in, fires, and hits. Koa Pete is doing it all today for America. (14 points on 5 of 7 from the field. 68-52, under 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Dickinson up top. Gets to the right, blocked by Brown. Here comes America in transition. Jordan Smith missed the layup. Jimenya on the follow, out of bounds. Numbers for USA, but they could not convert. Remains a 16-point lead. Sulipa up top. Finds Dickinson. Now Nuan. Daniels with 4 to shoot. Daniels, step back 3. Missed everything. Dash Daniels, not a great shooter. Forced to put it up with the shot clock winding down. Missed it badly. Back to USA, and Daniels heads to the bench. Nope, I'm wrong. Dash Daniels thought he was heading to the bench. He'll stay out there with 1:15 to go in the third. Brown into the paint, taking on contact, missed it. Dickinson keeps it in play. Alex Dickinson leading the charge for Australia. Adair from the free throw line, off the heel, and a whistle. Here's another look. If they get Koa Pete, this would be his 4th. Jack Nuan headed to the free throw line. He played in the U18 Asia Cup and U17 World Cup a summer ago. 8.6 points, 4.6 rebounds a game in the U17 World Cup. It is the 4th personal foul against Koa Pete. We'll see if he heads to the bench. He already has gone to the bench for Merez Johnson. Nuan 1 for 2, 15-point game. Under a minute to go in the third. Johnson hands it off. Jasper Johnson pulls the trigger. Missed it. Back out to Brown. Jimenya zips inside. Merez Johnson turns. Bounces around the rim and out. Dickinson finds Furphy, and Dickinson gets it right back. Attack the basket. No, on the follow, a whistle. Jack Nuan threw it down, but I think the whistle came before that. Looks like Jasper Johnson, or Marez Johnson, will pick up the foul. Robert McKinley, head coach for Australia. Mading Kwani at the line. So the foul came before Nuan's follow-up slam. Foul goes against Marez Johnson. Kwani goes 2 for 2. Second against Marez Johnson. Mading Kwani with his first points. USA can hold for 1. Brown gets it across with 5. Brown dances. Brown lays it up. Rejected. That does it for the third quarter. We've got a good one. USA can't pull away just yet. Australia hanging around. We head to quarter number 4 on the FIBA Basketball Channel. Don't go anywhere. Michael Cerrone with you as we get set for the fourth quarter. USA 68, Australia 55 with 10 minutes to go. Become a FIBA YouTube member now. Unlock exclusive content, enjoy members-only videos and photos, access our dedicated Discord server, and get more exciting perks. Pick one of our rookie, starter, or MVP tiers now and be a part of our growing community. 13-point lead for the Americans over Australia. Fourth quarter is underway as Hamenia dumps down low. A lot of contact, no foul call. Johnson lost it. Australia the other way. Largest lead of the game for America at one point was 25. Now down to 13. Debansa takes it away. Debansa stops. Brown gets it back. A 3. Yes! Mikel Brown drills it. Great start to the fourth for the Americans. Dickinson slices inside. Pass couldn't be handled by Nuan. Jack Nuan couldn't grab it. Pass too hot from Alex Dickinson. Back to the U.S. Mikel Brown walks it across. Mikel Brown with 2. 18-point lead for the U.S. Dickinson. Nuan steps back. Furphy fires away. Left it short. Dabansa the rebound. A.J. Dabansa pushing the pace. And a travel is called against A.J. Dabansa. On both sides of the floor, the future of college basketball. A.J. Dabansa, #1 recruit, headed to BYU. For Australia, Jacob Furphy to UConn. College scouts, coaches, fans all over the world tuning in, including CBS Sports Insider John Rothstein. We welcome you to the YouTube stream on the FIBA Basketball channel. As Daniels gets hit. Third against Merez Johnson. (73-55) USA on top of Australia in the group of death. Group D saw France take down Cameroon 75-50. US gets France tomorrow and Cameroon on Tuesday. On the other side, Australia gets Cameroon tomorrow and France on Tuesday. Monday is a day off in the group play. And then we get started with the knockout stage. All 16 teams play in the first round of knockout play. And eventually, we crown a gold medal winner. All the way to the backcourt, and a turnover. Australia turns it over for the 17th time. Make that 18 off that one. US 20 points off turnovers. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Dabansa. Dabansa, patient, puts it up. Missed it badly. Skip inside for Furphy, and he lays it in. Nice pass from Dickinson, and Jacob Furphy with 2. On the other end, Dabansa gets bumped. He'll head to the line for 2 more. US as a team shooting just above 80% from the free throw line. A.J. Dabansa has been there often. These will be free throws numbers 10 and 11 in this game. Dabansa goes 1 for 2. And it's pulled down by Fennell. Luke Fennell, he'll be playing at Syracuse. Gives it off Daniels. Daniels gets inside with the right hand off the rim. Sulipa the rebound. Put back, no. Second effort also won't go, but a foul. Gotch Malul going up for the jam. And he got fouled off this miss from Sulipa. A couple defenders were there. We'll see if they get Brown or Johnson. If it is Merez Johnson, it's number 4. Instead, it goes against Mikel Brown. So maybe a break for US. Just the second against Mikel Brown. You get 5 fouls in FIBA play. Malul 1 for 2. 16-point game. Amenya looks for the entry, pump fake, and he walked. Morez Johnson was calling for it down low, and you can see Hamenya give a look. And then on that head fake, traveled with it. Daniels works against Brown. Inside, Malul lays it in. Nice feed from Dash Daniels. And Gotch Malul with 2 more. Cross pass, Johnson stuffed, but a foul. A late whistle. Nice find from Mikel Brown to get it to Morez Johnson. The dump off. A late whistle against Gotch Malul. Malul's 3rd personal. He'll stay out there. Morez Johnson to the line for 2. First one from Johnson spins out. He's now 3 for 5. Tommy Lloyd goes over to talk with Micah Shrewsbury and Grant McCasland on the bench. Johnson set for the second. Puts it in, 75-60 US. 6.5 to play. Furphy lobs it up, Sulipa rising, but Johnson tipped it away. Jacob Furphy saw an opening, raced up the floor, and Roman Sulipa was ready to catch that lob. Morez Johnson tips it out of bounds, 15 to shoot for Australia. Near takeaway for Smith, staying with it and driving, and a foul. 2 more coming for Gotch Malul. Malul with 4 points, 5 rebounds. Again, he was not on the roster until 2 days ago when Rocco Zikarsky withdrew after being drafted number 45 in the NBA draft. And Gotch Malul stepped in as the replacement. 6'8", 19-year-old. Misses the first free throw. Now 2 for 5 at the line. Australia as a team, 19 for 33. Second one is good. Brown facilitates. Smith right wing. Brown gets it back. Dabansa. Dabansa to the lane. Missed it. Got fouled. Number 4 against Gotch Malul. AJ Dabansa so effective since halftime at drawing fouls. Already 11 shots at the foul line. Going back for 2 more. We'll see what Robert McKinley does with Gotch Malul. First one good from Dabansa. Looks like Malul will stay out there. Just under 6 minutes to go. He's got 4 fouls. Dabansa cans both. Lead back up to 16 for the Americans. Sulipa. Dabansa switches on. A 3 is up. Spins around the rim and out. Sulipa offensive rebound and putback. Roman Sulipa is all over the glass for Australia. His 9th rebound. He's got 16 points. Dabansa, that's a double dribble. AJ Dabansa, A clear double dribble. That's his third turnover. Back to Australia. AJ Dabansa struggling today. 2 for 7 from the field. 0 for 3 from deep. He's tied for a team high 14 points, 10 of them coming from the free throw line. A whistle on the inbound, back to the U.S. And that's against Gach Malul, a push, his fifth. Step back three, Brown, too strong. Sulipa now has a double-double with that rebound. Sulipa pushes the pace. Smith strips from behind. Furphy chases it down and keeps it alive. Back down. It's through. Up ahead, Dabansa, look out! AJ, one big boom! AJ Dabansa makes it 79-63. Two-hand flush. It's a 16-point lead. Australia calls timeout. 4:51 to play.
For every fan in the stands, for every player on the court, every dunk, every block, for every moment, there's a legacy to be left behind. It all starts here.
(79-63) USA on top of Australia. 4:51 remaining to start Group D play. Both of these teams' first game in the FIBA U19 World Cup. 16 points now for AJ Dabansa. He leads the team. Koa Pete has 14. Australia not going away quietly. Roman Sulipa, a big part of that. Three from Fennell. Missed it off the heel. Johnson skies for it. Brown, wide open. Smith a three. Off the mark. Pete tips it. Still loose. Brown keeps it in. Smith to the corner. Dabansa three. Off the iron. And finally pulled in for Australia by Whitbourne. Jack Whitbourne headed to Fordham. Finds Furphy. Furphy dancing on Pete. Gets to that runner and drops it in. Nice move from Jacob Furphy for two. Dabansa, right wing. Looks for Pete, finds him. Koa Pete, defended by Furphy. Pete puts it up. Another strong rebound for Jack Whitbourne. Whitbourne's action has been limited today. He gets it down low, missed the layup. Jordan Smith the other way. Dabansa, free throw line, back out. Smith, Johnson in the post, stripped by Whitbourne. Sulipa to the bucket for two, and the foul. Roman Sulipa doing everything for Australia. (18 points and 10 rebounds for Roman Sulipa. Foul against Mikel Brown, trying to draw the charge. 3:08 to play. Sulipa trying to make it an 11-point game at the line. (79-68). The U.S. hold on to the lead. Zone defense from Australia. Pete blocked. Second effort. Koa Pete. 16 for him. 6 for 9 from the field for Pete. A three. Furphy missed it badly. Debansa tried to throw it down. Couldn't get it in over Whitmore. Furphy the other way, blocked by Smith. Loose, Sulipa picks it up, rejected by Johnson. Debansa up ahead for Smith. Smith lays it in. Lead is 15 for America. 2:11 to play. U.S. trying to close this one out. A.J. Debansa up ahead for Jordan Smith. He's got 4 points, and the U.S. lead is 15.
What a night of basketball ahead of us, folks.
This is what it's all about.
It's been all about thriving under pressure. You have to prove that you can finish.
Barcelona driving in, into the lane, and it up the bonus! What a rejection! It is undeniable. They win the FIBA Eurobasket title.
Back underway with just over 2 minutes to go. Australia has the basketball, trying to cut into the 15-point lead, and that'll help. Nice shot off the glass. A high arcer from Dickinson. Pete and Debansa have combined for 32 points today. Mikel Brown has been the lead facilitator. 7 assists for him to go along with 10.6 rebounds. Deep three for Brown. That's short. Smith the long rebound. Patient offense now for U.S. with the clock winding down, and Debansa gets fouled. It was a tough first half for A.J. Debansa, but he has really picked it up since. Now 3 for 10 from the field, 10 for 13 from the free throw line for 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's going to the line for 2 more. He has lived at the free throw line in the second half. First one good. It's a 14-point lead. Future BYU Cougar A.J. Debansa, projected top 3 pick in the 2026 NBA draft. Goes 2 for 2 to make it 85-70, a minute 30 to go. Dickinson to the free throw line, blocked from behind by Debansa. Pete wasting no time getting up the floor. He couldn't drop it home. Loose on the floor, turn back over. Koa Pete going through traffic, and he's fouled. Koa Pete going back to the line, trying to add to his 16 points. What a turnover of the game for Australia. USA with 20 points off turnovers, 17 fast break points. First one rattles out for Pete. The bench is where US has thrived. 33 points off the bench. Australia with just 21. Noah Pete goes 1 for 2 to make it a 16-point game. Brogan inside, fights off Johnson, and 1 for Shea Brogan. Perez Johnson Jr., not an easy defender to go up against, but Shea Brogan not backing down, laying it in, plus the harm. He converts on the three-point play, lead back down to 13, but under a minute to go. Mikel Brown will take his time walking it up. USA on a redemption tour after finishing 4th in this event 2 years ago. And Dabansa lost it. His 4th turnover. Australia has so much consistency getting to this event, but they haven't been able to succeed to the level they would like recently. They haven't gone to the quarterfinals in 10 years. No semifinal appearances since 2003. They won gold that year. Corner 3. Stays with Australia on the block. 28 seconds on the game clock here. Jordan Smith lays it in. Smith now with 8 points. USA leads by 15. 1 second separate the shot and game clock. Tommy Lloyd had his guys ready for this one. Australia, a very tough team that could make some noise later on in the tournament. But the US able to handle business in their first game as that 3 is off. And the United States dribble it out. An 88-73 win over Australia in their first game of the U19 World Cup. The redemption tour starts in the right direction for the United States of America. They move to 1-0 in the 2025 U19 FIBA World Cup. Australia with some great fight. They went down 25 at one point. They had it back down to single digits. A 15-point loss to start their run in the U19 World Cup. Leading the way for the United States, A.J. Dabansa had 18 points, 12 of them from the free throw line. Koa Pete, a 17-point, 10-rebound double-double. And Mikel Brown, the lead point guard, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. In a losing effort for Australia, Jacob Furphy had 24 points, 9 of 18 from the field. And Roman Salipa with 19 points and 12 rebounds. The United States, 88. Australia, 73 to cap off their first game in the U19 World Cup. That'll do it for our coverage on the FIBA Basketball Channel. I'm Michael Cerroti saying I'll see you when I see you. 15-point win for America. Thanks for tuning in.